Well, good morning. Oh, 4:14. I didn't get to bed till after 11 o'clock last night, so this is really early for me, and I've been awake for about an hour. But I finally got out of bed and thought, well, I may as well do my video, which the title is a question. Will the criminal cabal finally collapse in 2016? It's easy to feel weary of the injustice once you begin to awaken to the horrific truth about our world run by demons and criminals. I expected change to happen in 2011, then 2012, and each year thereafter. Yes, it seems as if it gets worse, not better. Since I was a boy, I have felt that I was here for a purpose, and in my teens I identified that purpose as helping to bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. Throughout the ups and downs of my life, I never drifted far from that dream, that determination to help make the world better. As many of you know, I almost died in 2015. Almost. I'm still here. Will I have lived in vain? This I know. God has to deal decisively with these demons and criminals. I hope this is finally the year when the people of God will rise up and tell those entities, no more. Enough is enough. As I sat here waiting for the time to start, and not that there was a special time that I was waiting for, but I went and I pulled out some documents, and I'm holding them up now. There's two here. See, two. This is the original certificate of birth, signed by Dr. Brescia, and it's the New York State Department of Health certificate of birth. This is the certified transcript of birth, and I want you to look at something if you can't see it. I want you to notice that the full name of child is Ronald Thomas Van Dyke Jr. Now, it's upper and lower case. It's not all uppercase. These are both notarized copies with the seal on them. Okay? With the state seal. Embossed right into the paper. The lawsuit that's been going on and on and on and on is against Ronald Van Dyke. All capital letters. Capitis diminutus or whatever. It diminished me from an all upper and lower case real human being to a legal fiction. And all of the proceedings in the case have been against the legal fiction or have involved the legal fiction, not the real human being, which is me. I have filed many documents where I have stated this thing. I didn't even know about it when this case all started back in 2005. I didn't even know about these things. These were things that I was at the most just beginning to scratch the surface of and to learn about. Just beginning to get a grasp. Now, as far as religion goes, as I think I've said in other videos, I've been an explorer all my life. I knew that God, if God was God, God had to be Lord of all, not just some that have a certain label, a certain name, not just people that belong to the official Roman church, not just people that are part of the bar association, but all humans were part of the kingdom of heaven. Some knew it and others did not. It's not something that is voluntary. It's ours as a birthright. And I was born with birth rights, and so were you, even if your name is all in capital letters. The all capital letters merely shows that they converted you at the very beginning, and in many cases, if you were born later, because all of the birth certificates came with all capital letters, as I understand it anyway. But mine did not. Mine, I was not a corporation when I was born. I was a human being. And that's denoted, again, by the fact that even on the state records, it's upper and lower case. It's not the all uppercase. So anything that comes to me in all uppercase is fraud, and it's a case of mistaken identity. They're mistaken the falsely created straw man with the real human being. And again, as I've learned these things, I've documented them in affidavits which the plaintiffs involved in the case, whether it's Phyllis and Phyllis Wilhelm, and I forgot Eugene and Phyllis Wilhelm, who were the original plaintiffs, the banker and his wife, the retired banker and his wife, and then PNC took on an adversarial role. So did the Shriners take on an adversarial role for whatever reason I don't know, because they were equal beneficiaries with me for the sale of the property on Mare Island, which, by the way, is an invalid sale. I still own that property in Mare Island because there was never any lawful document created showing the transfer of property from me as given to me in the trust, which is why the PNC was so concerned about, we need your power of attorney so that we can keep the state from taking the thing for back taxes, because there was no way that I could afford the $3,000 to $4,000 a year taxes that were on that property in Mare Island. There was no way that I could afford it. I mean, Dr. Mary left me a little bit of money when she died, but it was exhausted within less than the first 6 months. I mean, I virtually had nothing left. I had been very generous in helping other people and giving people their inheritance that was granted by Dr. Mary. He gave one lady $20,000, another person a couple of $1,000s before I even moved out of the house in Mare Island, before I even moved out of the garage apartment and moved into my current residence, which again was paid for in full when I purchased it with no lien against it. It was free and clear because the bridge loan was taken out. It was taken out from the will, from what I was inheriting. That was the collateral. And I was unable to fulfill the will, even though I had shown that I wanted to fulfill the will by paying Sandra Oak $20,000, by paying Bob Wilhoit $2,000 of his 10 that he was to inherit. And as far as I know, he never got anything additional beyond that. But my intention was that these people get what I insisted with Dr. Mary in creating her trust. I insisted that she help these people that had helped her so much when she had a few minor scrapes, fender benders, and realized that her driving capacity was not, she just did not have the physical capability of driving. She was an 86-year-old woman, and I think the last couple years of her life, last year and a half anyway of her life, she wasn't driving her car anymore. So, folks, these are all things that play into this. And I'm so tired, as I said in the blurb, I'm so tired, so weary of the criminality of the banks, of our government institutions. The courts aren't even courts. They're privately run for-profit organizations. I doubt any of the so-called judges could produce a single bond. And judges have to be bonded by law, by common law, and I think by admiralty law as well. They have to be bonded. I would like any of the judges that have been involved in this matter to produce their bond. I'll bet you not a one of them can. I'm tired, folks. I'm really tired of the injustice, of the misrepresentation, of the total fraud, which is why there's no statute of limitations lawfully against fraud. It doesn't matter when it happened. It doesn't matter when it happened. The people that are responsible for the fraud need to be brought to justice. And that needs to happen soon. And I hope to God that God raises up a people that are willing to tell the truth and willing to stop these criminals and these demons from running roughshod over the rights of human beings so that we can finally have peace on earth. Thank you very much for listening, and namaste.